Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia is one of the very few members of Congress who cares at all. She just led a delegation to the jail where many of these defendants are now being held. She joins us now with a report on what she saw. Congresswoman, thank you so much for coming on, for doing this. So what was your impression of the conditions that these protesters are being held in?
Well, I think what we all saw was a big cover-up. You see, I've been in that jail before, and I know what it looks like. I was there back in late 2021 when myself, along with Louis Gohmert, were the only ones to go into the jail and see the conditions that the pretrial January 6th defendants were being held in. And it was so horrific that we wrote a report called Unusually Cruel that's still on my congressional website today. Well, we finally were allowed to go back in after demanding another visit from the mayor's office for over a year. We went in with the oversight committee, and what we found is they had scrubbed the jail clean, cleaned up all the mold, and freshly painted the entire area so that it looked a lot better. Well, I got to tell you, Tucker, it fooled the Democrats, Robert Garcia and Jasmine Crockett, that came along with us, because they praised the jail after we left in their press conferences and praised the warden. But I guess since they're so new in Congress, they didn't know the history that this jail has and how many Democrats in Washington don't like the jail either.
I mean, the fact that anybody is being held without even a trial yet, over 2 years later, is shocking to the conscience. Did the Democrats in the delegation seem stunned by that? It doesn't seem like an American thing to do.
No, they didn't care at all. As a matter of fact, they criticized us for talking with the pretrial January 6th defendants and being friendly with them. But you know what? We would have talked to the other inmates and defendants that were in the jail in other areas if they had given us a chance. You see, it was interesting. The director and all of the employees at the jail, they wouldn't let us talk to anyone else in the jail, only the pretrial January 6th defendants, which I found very disturbing because I want oversight of the entire jail. But other things that I found that really bothered me, and I think it should bother everyone, and we as Republicans have to do something about it, is the medical director in the jail showed off and bragged about all of her medical services and treatments that they can provide in the jail. But when we talked to the pretrial January 6th defendants, they told us they were receiving no medical treatments for problems and health problems that they have. Even one man in there with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He has cancer, and he doesn't get any treatment there.
It's really an atrocity. I don't think you need to be a Republican or a Democrat to care about civil liberties and human rights, and really appreciate your calling attention to this consistently over the years. Marjorie Taylor Greene, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Incited a deadly insurrection.
Certain dates echo throughout history. December 7th, 1941. September 11th, 2001. And January 6th.
The mob beat officers with anything they had on them: hockey stick, a flagpole, a fire extinguisher. Police officers died.